Guys, welcome to the second episode of Beers at the Barrel. I'm joined by Matthew Bowart, aka Bowie.
Yes.
How you going, brother?
Good,
Thanks
mate.
for coming, brother.
I appreciate it.
Obviously, Beers at the Barrel, we kind of just sit down, have a chat about anything. But I think one thing that I kind of want to start doing is just asking people what their story is.
Yeah, sure.
I think it'd be really good if you could kind of start off and lead.
Yeah, so a little bit of backstory. So obviously grew up in Brizzy, just went through a lot of schools, like had a lot of family troubles as well, just with the whole dad situation, which I'll get into.
We'll get into that, yes.
But yeah, sort of growing up was awesome. I've had the best family growing up,
Yep.
which is amazing. And yeah, high school and schooling was never really for me. And
Neither.
it was just, it was one of those things where I went to about 3 or 4 high schools in total and ended up just dropping out at year 10 and pursuing a trade with my dad.
Yep.
Just sort of taking after him and just never really
Looking back.
never looked
100%.
back. And then basically 2 years after roughly 2 years after I dropped out of school, Dad got diagnosed with pancreatic cancer.
Yep.
And that sort of threw my life off the rails a bit.
Yeah, a bit of a spanner in the works.
And so that sort of took its toll on me going through for 12 to 14 months. And then after obviously he passed away, I went on, I didn't really know myself. I didn't really, just couldn't really find a pathway for myself. And now 4 years later, I've only just started to sort of regain the strength and to sort of speak out and obviously doing the challenge at the moment as well that you know of.
Yes, we'll definitely cover that a bit in today's episode.
Yeah, it's definitely something that like the healing process has taken its time, and I've only just realised that, and especially I've never really been able to have the guts to talk to people and to especially to seek help. It took me 3 years to be able to go see someone, to talk to someone about my problems, and it also affected me in general life as well.
Yep.
I was turning against my family, turning against my partner Lara, and also my friends, and it definitely took its toll on me, just not being able to speak to anyone. But that's basically.
Well, there's obviously a lot to unpack there. I think we'll start at the start.
Yeah.
I think one thing that we can both agree on is school.
Yeah,
I was in the same boat, bro. Like when I was in high school, I went to Dacabin, Narangba, I went trade school. So normal school, 100% was not for me, bro. I couldn't do it. Like same as you, went to a trade, but I was lucky enough that I went to trade school and I was able to actually get my QCE while also doing a trade. So that was really good.
Yeah.
What was it about normal school that you found was like not for you?
I think I was never really like a desk learning person.
Yeah.
I think the learning side of it, just like the friends I was surrounded with were absolutely awesome. So I basically started off at Mount Maria College at Mitchelton, then moved to St. Patrick's College Shorncliffe, which was all boys. Which that's just crazy. And then I ended up going to trade school for about 2 weeks, 3 weeks, and then just said, this is
not it.
But I think just the sense of achievement, just knowing that my grades weren't up to standard, knowing that I was disappointing sort of my mum, my family, and not really giving a shit in high school, and it sort of just threw me off that I wanted a head start, and that's why I was just like, well, I'm such a hands-on person, and I grew up with building with Dad, so I just wanted to get my hands dirty and just get into
the trades.
So that was basically it.
Yeah, I think same for me. Like it's just the structure of normal school. It's I'm saying very hands-on learner, and I think it takes a very certain caliber of person to be able to sit down and only work on the books. I think a lot of people these days are into the trade industry, but I mean, look, like there's lots of us that are living examples that you don't have to follow the normal route. Like you don't have to do normal high school. You can do a trade and still be just as successful and 100%. Have just as many achievements. Obviously going on, we'll talk about Dad a bit later, but I think you said that so obviously when I spoke to Aiden last episode, we talked about his mum's story and stuff, and we kind of spoke about how when Mum first got diagnosed, how his experience was in the hospital system.
Yeah.
I'd just love to see what your insight is into that, bro. Like how it was when you first found out, how the doctors were, like how they were with everything. Because obviously pancreatic cancer is a bit different to bowel cancer, and obviously, you know, you could have had a different experience.
Yeah, 100%. So we actually had a very positive experience at the hospital. I think going into the hospital system basically the dad got diagnosed with leukemia cancer, which is a blood cancer, back in I think it was 2012 or like 2015, which he got given about 2 months to live. And basically he got chemo, and as the miracle happened, he lived for an extra, 10 to 15 years, which is just absolutely crazy. Back then I was really little, I didn't understand anything.
Didn't understand,
But yeah, as soon as I sort of found out that this, the night I found out about him getting diagnosed with pancreatic cancer, it was, I sort of just looked back to what he's been through already, and I knew that it would definitely take its toll on him this time round. Obviously having to go through chemo for such a long period of time before, it takes a massive toll on your body.
100%.
And honestly, like with the amount of, like he was in the hospital probably once or twice a week. He would go into hospital, and if people read my story on my Instagram page, it actually says that he would go into hospital, get his chemo done, and go straight back to work. Like
straight into work.
Yeah, no matter how he's feeling. But literally, it was a phone call every single time when he was in pain, and he was in and out of palliative care probably 5 or 6 times. And palliative care is obviously like the end of life unit.
Yeah.
But yeah, like in regards to all the doctors and stuff, they gave him the best opportunities that he could have, and especially with treatment. And they told him straight as well. It was like, look, this is like going to take its toll. He had a surgery to actually get rid of the cancer, which added an extra 6 to 12 months on his life, which was incredible, but unfortunately it did grow back. But yeah, the hospital system, it was definitely something that I've never enjoyed. I've spent like half my lifetime in a hospital. And it was, I never really took note of like the doctors and stuff like that. I was more
focused
on dad, and I knew he hated it. He hated just being there, like as everyone does. The hospital isn't the best place to be. But in regards to doctors and stuff, at the end of the day, they only know so much.
100%.
And all it comes down to is just knowing the person and just taking care of them as much as they can. And seeing dad in palliative care for the last time, he was comfortable. And that's all that gives me the clearance of the doctors knew what they were doing. They did their best. We still got 12 to 14 months out of him as soon as he got diagnosed. And yeah, they're spectacular.
Doctors and nurses in the public healthcare system, they're amazing. Like same thing I said to Aiden, and 100% palliative care. Those guys, I don't know how they do it. Don't know how they do it, man. Like, because because normal doctors and normal nurses, they're there to treat people and make them better. Where palliative care, they're there just to make people comfortable while they go to end of life. So, hats off to people who are in palliative care, because that's a hard job.
100%.
That'd be like especially if you build relationships with your patients and stuff, and knowing that they're gonna pass away, be crazy. Now, obviously, I've had my mental health struggles in the past and stuff with prior relationships and stuff like that, and obviously I did try to commit suicide back in 2021 for reasons, and obviously I sought help with therapy and stuff like that, and I found it really, really valuable. But obviously before I attempted to commit suicide, I kind of didn't want to talk. I felt like I couldn't talk to people, and I think you mentioned something similar, that you felt like you really couldn't talk about it, and it took you a while to get out of your shell. And I think that was the same for me. I think it was largely because being in high school and being around the boys and stuff, with all the whole stigma of harden up, have a cup, you're a man, have a cup of concrete, stop being a fucking silk, whatever it might be. I think we've come a long way. 100%. For that, it's getting better, but there's still a lot of work to be done. And I just want to know what you think, or how you felt. Because obviously, I felt like it was the whole stigma around it. But when you were going through your mental health, what do you think was the thing that made you feel like you couldn't like reach out?
I think the thing for me was obviously me being, so our family's pretty small in Australia, but we've basically got me, my sister, my nana, my mum and my stepdad.
Yep.
And basically after losing dad, I felt like that I had a job of dad's to sort of take over within the family. And obviously I wanted to step up to be the man of the family.
Yeah.
And I felt like that being that, I couldn't show any fear, I couldn't show how I felt, and I ran away from my problems because, and I kept busy, and I just never stopped and always found excuses, and it was almost like I don't want to be that person to go talk about my problems because other people in this world have bigger problems than what I do, and especially are going through more than what I am, and I sort of just left it, and just never really seeked help. And I think the thing for me was when I did realise was that the lowest point of my life was I didn't have a job. I was losing Lara, my partner, and we already went through a breakup at the time as well, and I was turning against my family with a lot more sort of personal stuff as well, and it was that was one of the darkest times of my life, and I never want to experience that ever again.
100%.
And especially now looking back, I had so many people saying to me, man, you need to go talk to someone for 6-12 months of that period, and I just went, I will,
like bummed them off.
Bummed them off. And
I did the same thing, and I think it's it's when you're in that kind of mindset, you're at the lowest, you're 100%, like you keep yourself busy, like you go to work, you always have something on, you just, instead of addressing the problem and talking about it, you kind of just distract yourself enough that you're not thinking about it, but 100%. Unfortunately you run out of shit to do, and eventually you have to seek help. And I think a big one for me as well, when I went through all my stuff, like really heavy personal stuff with ex-partner, a whole bunch of other stuff, I'll get into that another day, that'll be a full episode. But I really pushed away family and friends, and especially family. Like, I feel like the people that are closest to you are the ones that suffer the most, because 100%. They're the ones that have your best interests at heart. So you push them away. And I think obviously for me, I don't know if it was the same for you, going out, with the boys, going to work, you put on a face, you're fine, you smile, have a laugh. And I think that's something that's really important, is just because your mates or family, friend, whatever, they could be the most bubbly, fucking happiest person all the time, but they could be the one that's struggling the most. I think
it usually is the person who's struggling the most, man, they're just keeping it to themselves, and over time it catches up with you.
100%.
It does.
Yeah, you can't run from it, unfortunately. Like you can't run from your problems. You kind of have to face them head on, and whether that be therapy, whether that be just getting in touch with yourself again. But I think for me, I had a really positive experience with therapy, because obviously I was younger, I was 15, 16. I first started out by going to Headspace. Headspace was really, really good, man. Like free service, like really, really good down there. And then I obviously moved into seeing a proper psychiatrist and counsellor, and that was really valuable. How'd you go with therapy? How'd you find it?
I think it was someone that Mum referred me to, that she, it was something to do with her work, I'm pretty sure. And basically, she said, look, this guy's meant to be one of the best on the north side. His name's Matt, I'm pretty sure Matt something. But he was a really good, like, I just walked into the room, not expecting anything. I sat down on the couch, like the first session, I just bawled my eyes out, man. Like it was just like, it was overwhelming. It was scary. I did not want to be there. I was shaking. It was, it was definitely a time that I just didn't want to be there. And man, I reckon he probably spoke 3 words to me, like for the whole session.
It is crazy.
And I just went on and on and on and on. And I didn't feel the effect of it straight away. It was probably about 3 or 4 weeks down the track where I started to look at life a lot differently, and I started to approach different situations, and especially family, partner, work, like a lot differently. I started to approach that differently, and like that's when I started to see change in myself, and being able to just talk about my problems. And I've always been the person to, if me and my partner me and Lara get into an argument, I've always just haven't said anything, you know. If I have a problem, I've never gone to her, but now when there's an issue, we sit down, we talk it through,
100%.
and it's just, and even when we do have our struggles, at the end of the conversation, when we're all good, we go, holy shit, like we're like this, like we're honestly,
like 100%.
We're so much stronger than where we were, and it shows a lot of sort of, like it shows
growth. You guys are growing together,
100%.
100%. And communication is the biggest thing in all aspects of life, mate. Like your friends, your family, your partner, work colleagues. Like if you don't communicate, shit falls apart. You know.
Yeah.
And through therapy, it's crazy. And I think, and the thing about therapy, obviously the people that you see that have training, they do have, strategies and stuff they can give you. But I think the biggest thing about therapy, about mental health, about being a mate, to people or, family, whatever, if someone's going through something and they want to talk about it, the biggest thing you can do is just listen. Like, bro, because for me, it was the same thing. Like, he's like, well, what do you want to talk about? And then you just dump it, bro. You just dump it, and it's all out on the table. And then they're taking notes, and then I'll ask you one question, and then you kind of think of it in a different perspective, and then it kind of, like I said, it starts opening your eyes to, how to look at situations. And now, for me, like I said to Aiden, like I think what happened to me, and I think everyone in their life should at least have one kind of hardship. Like, obviously, I don't wish anything bad upon anyone, but I think having some kind of struggle, having a failure in your life, whether it be, you go on a business adventure, it doesn't work out, you have something happen in your personal life, whatever, I think it's very important that everyone has one failure or a down, because you learn the most about yourself in that period. And it's all about, it's not about what happens when you're there, it's about after. It's about how you improve yourself and how you look at life after that.
100%.
Because for me now, I cherish life like for me, and one of the other favorite things is embarrassment. This is one of the biggest, most underexplored emotions in the world, bro. Like we literally have one life.
Being
Who
scared
gives
of
a
getting
shit?
judged.
Who gives a shit, bro? If people don't like it, then that's their problem. I'm going to do me. And I think everyone should have that same mindset of, like, if you have something that you're passionate about and you have something that you want to do, go for it.
And we'll get into it, like, even with my videoing, like, journey, man. It's been, like, today's day 88, I'm pretty sure. And
you're getting close, bro.
Yeah, I am. But if you scroll back to my first video, man, my phone is down here. And I'm
just
nervous? I'm nervous as, like, no setup whatsoever. And then it becomes something that is part of my life now. And just to touch on that as well, like a huge shout out to yourself as well for starting Beers at the Barrel, because most people can't actually go out and want to seek help, and or they can't even afford it to, like, a therapist or anything. And
what? So as you were saying, bro, like with your running on day 88, what, continue?
I was getting to the Beers at the Barrel. Like,
Beers at the Barrel, just
bro.
I think it's
like it's something that most people are very scared to go see a therapist or can't afford it. They don't know where to look to seek help. And for someone like yourself, like it's something that if people are struggling out there, and especially to the videos and stuff like that, like just come on, and like Jesse will sit here and just listen. Like he won't have to talk or anything. It's definitely something that is awesome, and especially for people like myself or people who are struggling. And massive credit to you, man, that you're doing this. So
thank you, bro.
It's awesome.
Appreciate it. And I think the other thing is, even if people don't want to come on, the whole vision for me is if I can get people on who have had experiences and they can talk about it and talk about how they, handled it or how they, experienced it, it can hopefully, if someone sees it who's going through something similar, it can help them, if they see it, it can improve the way that they look at their situation.
Yeah, they can relate.
But no, Bowy's 100-day challenge,
get into
bro.
the fun part,
The
man.
100-day challenge.
Yeah.
I don't know, bro. I don't know how you do it, eh? 5Ks a day minimum every day, bro. I did a 2.5K run the other day.
Yeah.
First time I've run since I did Run Army. My legs were cooked, bro. I can run, but I don't know how you do it every day, bro.
Yeah. So a bit of a backstory on that too. So basically, I've played footy for the last 15, 16 years of my life, and met so many people through that. But yeah, I basically went to a footy training at the start of this season and tore all my ligaments in my foot. And basically, I was out for 8 weeks. I was off work for about 4 weeks, and yeah, it was definitely not a good time. But and then went back for one game of footy and said, no, this isn't for me anymore. I want to just focus on what I want to do, and sort of just family, and also with Alfie at home, a dog, and Lara and stuff. And yeah, I sort of just said, well, I don't want to do footy anymore, so let's take up running. And then I basically just had a week of just running, and I said, well, I'm loving this. Like, I've always wanted to do like content as well. I've always wanted to do social media. It's the next thing coming up and coming.
It is.
Yeah, and it was sort of just something that came across my mind, and I'm like, well, I can do it for Dad, and I can do it for a good cause. And then I started doing research on sort of how I'm going to implement this, and it was such a quick turnaround, man, that it was like 3 days of just like finding a charity to do it for, then writing out my story, and basically the like 3 days after, I started posting the first video. And I'm like, I'm just going to do this. And yeah, it's 100 days in a row of running 5 kilometers minimum a day, because I wanted to do something that's achievable, and especially that's also challenging as well.
100%.
And I knew for myself that 5Ks growing up, I've always loved running and stuff like that. So I knew that it was definitely achievable for myself. But yeah, definitely just to be able to do it for pancreatic cancer awareness. Like, I think I've raised about $6,300.
That's crazy, bro. That's crazy. Also, touching on that, I will drop his donation link somewhere in my story, so everyone go donate while you can, because he's only got what days? He got like 20 something days left.
No, I've got about I think it's 14 days now.
14 days. So you got a fortnight.
Yeah.
And then
it's 14 days until I run my ultra marathon, man.
That's
Which is
crazy.
another.
That's a whole other thing, bro. But no, I will put the link for the donations up, and everyone should jump on there. Even if it's 50 cents, 20 cents, $1, $5, everything helps, man. Everything helps. So that's really awesome. And I think it's amazing that you're doing it, bro. Like, not even just for the fact that it's for pancreatic cancer, just cancer in general, man. Because
100%.
you know, it's unfortunately, I've noticed it's a more common thing these days.
Yeah.
Like, I've found, like, family, friends, you know, mates, mums and dads, you know, like, just so many people. Like, it feels like a lot more people have cancer these days. I don't know what it is. I don't know. Man, like,
it's devastating, and it really is. And for someone like myself, who had to see it firsthand and had to go through the struggles, it's definitely something that I want to not only show people that what I'm doing is, you know, pretty crazy, but it's also to show that if in everyday life, if you set your mind to something, anything's possible.
Yeah.
You go out there and do what you love, do what you enjoy, and do it with a smile on your face, because at the end of the day, your life can change overnight. And I feel like that's what sort of happened to myself and my family, and it's taken its toll, man. And for me to be able to do this for other families, and for just to show people, whoever's struggling out there, like the amount of people I've had, you know, message me or even come on a video with me, it's just crazy, man.
Bro.
Absolutely crazy. And at the end of the day, it's something that I'm so passionate about, and yeah, if I can showcase that to people, then my life's sorted, man.
Sorted,
you know?
and I think that's, and like I said before, I think that's what everyone should do, man. Like, if you find something that you're passionate about, do it.
Yeah.
Like there's
just
like,
take the risk,
because
man, and
like
go and do it.
when you're 60 years old and you're looking back, you're gonna be like, shit, I wish I did that.
Yeah.
Like why not?
Yeah.
Like people are gonna judge, people are gonna have their opinions, people are gonna have the thing, but
100%.
if everyone can get past that, I think everyone would be able to chase their dreams and do what they want to do. Because I was hesitant at first to do this, because, you know, social media is a pretty
it's
grueling.
scary, man.
It's
It is
scary,
so
bro. It's scary.
Yeah.
But I think I just said to myself, I was like, even if these videos get 100 views, that's a win for me. Because if one person can see it,
if it gets one like, that's
a win,
like,
bro.
If it gets a like other than your family or any of your friends, and it's just someone that's generally wanting to watch it, like
that's a win.
That's a win.
That's a win.
And that's what I've noticed as well, is that there's like so many people on social media that it's all like good, and they're all happy and everything's perfect for them, and that's the scariest thing about social media, is that people are now comparing themselves to the successful people and the people that are always happy. And through my journey, man, I show pure emotion, and it's like on Friday it was 4 years since Dad, 4-year anniversary since Dad passing, and for the whole video, man, I'm crying. You know, like and that's for me, that's what it's about, and just showing pure emotion, and that like the next generation are so just lenient on sort of wanting to be someone on social media.
Yeah, like be yourself.
And sort of leaning on that person and going, I want to be like him, like he's got his life perfect. And it's sort of just like, well, that's not reality. At the end of the day, everyone has their own pathway in this world, and if you stick to your own pathway, you're going to get so far in life. If you do what makes you happy, then do it.
And I think that's really like honestly so true in today's world with the whole social media thing, because like the younger generation, I know I even used to do it, like when you see people that are our age that are like traveling the world in Europe,
driving Lamborghinis,
you're like if you start comparing yourself to them, one of my favorite sayings, my boss told me this saying, I don't know who ever said it the first time, but it's comparison is the thief of joy. If you compare yourself to others, you will never be happy in your own life. Like 100%, you can have a goal, be like, you know what, that's what I want to do one day, like that's where I want to be, but don't compare yourself. Just be like, look, that's the goal. How do I get there? Not
100%.
Oh, this person has it better off than me. My life is nothing.
Let's cheat code it and try to get there.
You know, things take time. You know, sure, some people have really good circumstances. You know, some people have the best setup or get really lucky. 100% that does happen, but 99% of people have to bust their ass and pave their way to get to that place to become successful, to 100%. Have these nice things. 100%. This shit doesn't happen overnight. Like I think a lot of the big CEOs, even like Mark Cuban and stuff, like I've watched you like Shark Tank, and he always used to say like he didn't build his shit overnight. It took him 20 years and this and this and this. And I think that's really important for the younger generation to know, is it's like, even now, I have to tell myself now, it's like, I'm only 21. Like you feel like you're running out of time, but you still have so much time left.
Being like, because I'm 21 as well, and there's so many people out there thinking that they need to have their life sorted, and I'm one of those people. Like
same, bro. I'm like, I need to lock in.
I need to do this, and I think going through your 20s, there's one or two options. You focus on a career path or travel.
Yeah, that's it.
That is generally it, man. Is that if you want to go travel in your 20s, go and do it, because then when you're 30, then you can focus on your career. Or you can focus on your career now and go traveling later on in life. And then obviously family and stuff comes over that. And it's really just like, those are your two options, man.
I know, that's the option. But see, your 20s is so weird, bro. Because it's like this shift.
Transition.
I don't know when I first felt it, but I think it was like, because when you graduate high school, you hang out with the boys flat out every weekend. You're on the beer, like you're out with the boys, like you're spending time with your mates so much. And I think the first thing I noticed was like, shit, I don't see the boys anymore. It's like less and less, and then I'm working more, and then it's like, it's like polarizing. You're like, do I want to travel? Do I want to work? Do I want to take this risk? Do I want to do uni? Do I want to, like you have so many different pathways. You feel like you have no time to do everything.
All of them.
100%.
That's what people are getting confused about, is
you don't have to do one thing, do everything.
Do everything and
challenge yourself and figure it out. If you fail, then fucking try again. Like me, bro, like I'm currently on a break for term 2, but term 3 uni starts November, and then term 1, 2027, I'm going to start my Bachelor's of Paramedicine, which is full-time study. So I'll be working full-time, doing this, and then I'll also be doing full-time university.
That's
so like,
crazy, man.
If one fails, one fails.
Yeah,
and
but
then
you've
I'll
still
just
got other
figure it
backups
out.
as well, man.
100%.
And that's crazy.
And I think that's what people should do, is they should just take risks, because if you don't take the risk, you'll never know if it would have worked. Like rather rather take the risk and have to pick up the pieces than never take the risk and live a life of regret, you know?
100%.
100%. And I think it's just, and I feel, another thing with the, like this generation coming up, just saying like with education and uni just came to my mind. We were the last generation to go through high school without AI. Like I remember in high school, because I would not like give a shit about assessments and stuff, and it's like 2 days before the assessment shoot, it's like it's 1,500 word essay, and I'm like, lock in.
Yeah, lock in.
You write it and like
1 a.m.
1 a.m. You're like, it's done. You hand it in, and it's like, and you didn't even read the book. You're just guessing, like, I'll just write this. You hand it in, but we still get like a C.
Yeah.
We're the last generation that did not have AI in high school, and I think that's scary for me, dude.
Yeah, especially with going into paramedicine as well, man. Like it's nothing is ever practical anymore, and the only jobs that it won't take is tradies. And basically, like, AI cannot build a house, it cannot build a building, and that's the scary part about it, is that so many people are going to be out of jobs, but you can also see it as you can use it to your advantage as 100%. Well.
It's a tool. It is not a replacement. It is a tool.
It's a tool, and it's crazy. Like for even our generation, man, like we're only just starting to learn it now, and like it'll be implemented in everything we do for the rest of our life.
100%.
And it's gonna change the world.
Bro, it is like everything. But I think the two things that AI cannot replace, I'll disagree with you, is not just trades, it is healthcare and trades, because no fucking robot can sit bedside and treat a patient or do that shit. So I mean, sure, you got like the robotic CPR machines, but other than that, like, because robots can't feel, not yet, they can't feel emotion, but I think it's really scary, because I think it's like, because like the kids these days, I'm really fearful that they're going to come up through high school, through uni, whatever it might be. Obviously, there's things in place to like see if they're using AI, but I think like a lot of kids are really sneaky with it. I'm really worried that they're going to do these qualifications, use AI to do it, and they don't actually know the shit, they don't know the job, and then it's somewhere, at some point, someone's going to come unstuck and make a big mistake that's going to cost a lot of money, or maybe even cost someone their life, because they didn't actually learn the content that they were supposed to learn.
I think what it comes down to is actually real world and real life experience as well. I think it, like, for me, I've gone through so many jobs in my time, but I've got real world experience, and it's what's made me to the person I am today. And even when you said, like, going up to a stranger in public and just asking how their days are, like, that's scary. But if you have the confidence to be able to do that, you've got real life experience. You're a genuine person. You don't have to know it all. No one knows it all. No one's perfect. But as long as you have a general knowledge of how someone's feeling and how someone is going, like how it's going to turn out, is that like that's what's going to change the world from a successful person to someone who's not successful.
If everyone could have empathy and be kind, the world would be a perfect place. Like if everyone could just empathize, not judge, and just be kind to people, dude, this world would fix itself in a week, I reckon.
100%.
Because I think the biggest thing that annoys me, especially at the moment, is, you know, with all the like I don't even look into politics anymore, because it just fucking makes me depressed, because it's so like volatile. I mean, obviously it's important, you know, but it's just like, for me, it's like, yes, there is shit people from all, you know, every culture has shit people, you know, and I think, and the thing that is really polarizing for me, being on the road doing remote by road with this dude, I see 8 different people a day from all different walks of life, different cultures, different backgrounds, and I never go up to them and have a different mindset. I just think that's a person with a life, they need something done, and I say, g'day, have a conversation.
You got a job to do,
go do
it.
Yeah. And I've found we're all so different, but we're all so similar. Like we're like, if you're nice to someone, you're kind to someone, you are willing to have a conversation, and you have an opening presence, they'll have a conversation with you. And I think the one thing that really clouds a lot of people's mind and judgment is just judging people because they're from a specific place, or because they look a certain way. It's like, dude, I've had it before where, like, I was out and about, like I said to Aiden, like, there was this person who looked, you know, really rough, worse for wear, you know, looked like a junkie, right? Full on. But everyone's looking at him dodgy, and I just said, hey mate, how you going? And he's like, oh, hey mate, how you going? And he was like the nicest person I've ever met. Or like, same for my customers, like, you know, you get there and you'd think like people, if they would judge you, they'd get there and be like, oh, look at this person. And then if you actually stop and have a conversation with them, they're the nicest person you'll ever speak to.
Just a simple hi can change someone's day.
Man.
Like
and that's the biggest thing. Like, and the thing is, I'm not trying to, say, like, tell people I do it, because I do it without recognition, without cameras, without anything. I do it all the time. But I'll give you one example. Like, this old lady at the service station, she looked like she was just having a bad day, and she was wearing this scarf, and I was like, oi, I really like your scarf. And dude, she just lit up, like, big smile. She's like, really? I'm like, yeah, it looks so good. And she's like, oh, thank you. And like, even that dude, like, that one interaction for me is, it's like,
that'll stick with her for the rest of
the day. Like, her day is now up. Like, she feels good. She has a positive mindset. She's like, well, someone liked my scarf. I put this on this morning. And it's something that simple can change someone's entire day. 100%. And I think that's, for me, it's like just saying, g'day mate, how you going? Or if I'm walking past or someone's walking their dog, I'm like, morning, how you going? And it's just those small little social interactions with people. I feel like it's so important, and it also gives people life experience, because obviously not everyone has confidence, not everyone has, a lot of people have social anxiety, so it is hard for some people. But I think if people can, work up to getting past that barrier, it's amazing, dude. Because one of my favorite things is just talking to people. Like,
and I feel like for what people aren't understanding is that they're staying comfortable with their life, which they're not going to get anywhere staying 100%. Comfortable. And you need to do what you hate. And like for myself, I know that like in next year I'm going to do my first half Ironman, and I hate swimming, but I'm going to make sure that I'm the best swimmer out of the bike and the run. I'm going to make sure that
your swim's
the best, and because that's what's going to grow me, not only on the day, but grow me as a person. And like it sounds corny but even that David Goggins, like, I've read one of his books, and he said he hated running, and it was the worst thing that he wanted.
But
like,
he just did it.
But he did it, and he's now the world's best ultra marathon runner. Like, he's mental.
Insane, that guy. he's
crazy,
he's
man.
mental, bro.
Like, and like even another guy like who I've been listening to, his name's Andy Glaze, and he said his motto is basically smile or you're doing it wrong. And he was I think he was a meth addict, and that's what he grew up as, and now he's running ultra marathons as well. And he's and like, he's massive on social media, and he's changed his life around. And I think that's what, like you can change your life no matter what, no matter what you do, no matter what upbringing, no matter where you are, no matter what age, you can always repair and change your life.
And change your life. And yes, there's people that can help you, there's support services, there's mates, there's family, but I think the biggest thing is having the self-accountability to be like, this is my life, I'm taking it by the balls, and I'm going to improve it. And I think it just, for me, it's just, I just wish to see it more, that people start being, like I said, being kind, and just, getting out there and just doing what they want to do. Because like you said, I feel like a lot of people just get stuck in the, like, oh, I can't do what I want to do because I have this to do, I have this to pay. It's like, yes, 100% people do have financial responsibilities, people have families and stuff like that. But I feel like, find a way. Like, find it. You might not be able to do it the normal way. Like, for example, like university, for me, I have to, instead of going to uni once a week, I have to do it completely online. And then once a year, I have to go up to Rockhampton, take leave, and go to uni, right? So I'm doing it a complete different way. It's a pain in the ass, but I'm going to make it work.
You're going to make it work. 100%.
So, like, it's like that. Like, there's always a way that you can find a way to do what you want to do without jeopardizing your basic things that you have to do in life.
And people, that's exactly comes back to, they want to stay comfortable, and it's having the priorities of, as you said, financial, family, friends. And it always goes down, well, if you're struggling for money, then find another job. If you don't have time for another job, then quit that job and get 2 jobs that will be able to cover it. Like,
there's always,
like, I know you have a pathway where you want to be, but sometimes you have to go back before you can go forward. And that's what, like, it's just.
Yeah, the old saying, two steps forward, 1 step back. Like, you have to, like, there's no linear pathway to, success.
Yeah.
You're gonna fail. You're gonna win. You're gonna fail. You're gonna win. But yeah, I think,
and even like everything going through with Dad as well, like it's a pure example of like that was obviously the worst time of my life, and like I went back a lot. Like it was a
100%.
massive back step for me, man, and like and people don't realize like 4 years is what it took for me to finally just start
Find your
like,
feet again.
find my feet, like, and I thought that I found my feet a year into it, 2 years, like 3 years, like I thought I found my feet, but everything that I'm doing at the moment is like a pure example of I've only just started to found my feet again, and it's taken me 4 years, and for different people it takes like 10 years, it can take 6 months, it can take whatever want, but at the end of the day you've got your own pathway on your life, and
I think that's one thing that is really interesting for me, and I always think about it when I'm like in the car and I see people out and about, and I'm just like, that person has their own life, they have their own stresses, they have their own problems, they have their own, goals, aspirations, dreams, and I think it's something so, like, life is something so personal, man. Like, everyone is on a different path, everyone has a different goal, everyone has a different dream. Two people might have the same dream, but there's no two same ways of getting there, and I think it's such a beautiful thing, because everyone, like, you could say hi to someone at a coffee shop and they could be having the best day. They just found out they got their dream job, or they could have just got rejected for their dream job. And I think it's just, I don't know, it's just so amazing to think about whenever I interact with people. It's like, that person has a whole, like, they have a whole life that I don't know about. Like, everyone has their own life that they're trying to navigate, and we're all doing the same thing, just trying to navigate this thing called life. And
that we have no idea.
No idea what to do. Yeah. Like, there's no blueprint. Like, 100%. Like yes, you can follow, like, you get people like, but the thing is, it's not even like a blueprint. It's like different goals for different people. Some people want to not go out. They want to save all their money, buy a house. Some people want to work a part-time job and travel. Some people want to, do social media. Some people want to, there's so many different ways you can go that it's completely personal.
And the most upsetting thing about that is that as soon as you tell someone your goals, your aspirations, where you want to be, you'll either have your real family and your real friends go, like, you'll get there, let me help you, or you'll have friends that go, well, that's just stupid.
That's stupid,
and then they throw it out. They throw their goals and dreams out, man, and that's what puts people down, and that's what gets people stuck, is that if you have mates, your worlds might not align, and your aspirations and your goals might not align. That's completely fine. But at the end of the day, that's life.
That's life, dude.
And don't ever, like, if you want to keep your goals and stuff to yourself, like, I would highly recommend that, because at the end of the day, people know you for your successes, not your losses. And no one hears about the losses either.
See, I actually kind of disagree with that a little bit. I think real mates, for me, life is like, with friendship, for example, I think it's like a train. Yeah. Some people are on for a couple of stops and then they get off.
Yeah.
Some people, stay for the whole train ride. And I think, for example, for me, like I did that post the other day with the boys, it's like, I've had the same group of mates for 7 years.
Yeah.
Like, they've been highs, lows, we've had fights, we've stopped talking, but, we always come back to being mates. And I think life has a funny way, especially in your 20s and stuff, when you start doing your own things. Everyone goes off in their own direction, like I said. But I think it's really important to find mates that can be there and support you. Like, they might not agree with what you're doing, but they're going to be like, you know what, bro? I don't think it's a good idea. I've given you my 2 cents, but go for it.
Yeah.
Like, and they still be your mate. They still support you. They're there for you when you fail, to pick you up, but they're also there to support you if it goes well. And I think that's the most important thing about mateship is, and you're right, people do not chase their genes because people have an opinion, but I think that's more or less a problem that people need to just not give a shit what people think. Like, who cares? Like, if someone thinks it's a bad idea, the reason why they think it's a bad idea is because they don't have the confidence to do it themselves. And 9 times out of 10, when people judge people because they're doing something that's hard or challenging, or it looks like they're successful, like you said, it's because they aren't. It's not them. Like, they have you. Like, I don't know if you've heard of the thing, the tall poppy syndrome.
No.
So it's a thing. It's all about how it's big in. It's actually quite big in Australia. Is when people see someone who's successful, who's doing better than them. Like we said, you know, the young generation, if you look at people with cars, stuff like, oh, my life's so shit.
Yeah.
You know, oh, this person must just have rich parents, or
Yeah.
you know, they start tall populations like, oh, you know, they think, oh, they're not better than me, they just have better circumstances. It's,
Yeah.
if you do research
Better
into it,
upbringing, yeah.
it's quite a cool concept. But I think it's, yeah, your life is all about having people by your side who are there for you when you're not doing good and
Yeah.
when you are doing good. And
I feel like even just a phone call, man, like I know I've got so many people who like I don't talk to, but I know if I call them right now, they'll go, hey mate, are you okay?
100%.
And that's what it's all about, is just knowing that I've got people behind me to be able to do that.
Yeah.
That's the biggest thing in life, man.
100%,
And no matter what I do, as long as I call them and the first thing they'll say is, are you
You're
okay?
bro.
What's going on? Yeah.
And I think it's really, really big, because it's like having, like, and this is the thing, and this is my whole mindset now, is it's like, I've met people, I've had friends who I was friends with for a while, and then we stopped talking because our, like we just didn't line up, you know, on the same, we didn't have the same outlook, same morals and stuff, and it's like, you know, what we had was awesome.
Yeah,
Like, our friendship was great at the
yeah.
time. It was awesome. But
Yeah.
unfortunately, I'm growing, you know, you're going on a different path, I'm going on a different path. You know, it's not like I have any tenacity or, you know, hate for you.
Yeah.
It's just we're on two different walks of life now.
And if you need anything, reach out.
Reach out,
Like,
100%.
yeah.
And I think it's, like, I've got a mate who I've been mates with for 15 years.
Yeah.
His name's Josh. And, dude, I could literally, I've had times where I did not talk to that bloke for 12 months.
Yeah.
I could call him tomorrow.
Yeah.
And he'd be like, Jess, how you going, mate?
Yeah.
I'm like, how you going, mate? It's
mate, I've got a mate. His name's Lukey Taylor. He's the exact same, man. He's the exact same. I've known him since I went to St. Pat's, and yeah, like I there was a time where I probably didn't talk to him for 6 months, and like his dad's going through like cancer treatment as well at the moment, and he came out on one of my runs with me, and like just always a smile on his face.
Yeah,
like
bro.
no matter what he's going through, and no matter how he's feeling, he's always going, how are you, Bowie? How you going?
How you go? Like, yeah, big
good
smile.
to
And
see
I
ya.
love people like that, dude.
Yeah.
And I think more people need to be like that. You
Yeah.
know, even when you face, obviously, be in touch with emotions, you know, and stuff. But when faced with adversity, don't, you know, obviously it's okay to be sad, it's okay to be down, but try have a positive mindset and try make yourself as happy and as positive as you can, because, you know, if you just feed into being, you know, down and out and sad, then that's where you're going to be.
Yeah.
You know, if you can try, like we said, having, you know, you're changing your mindset, having a positive mindset, it helps heaps. But yeah, I love people like that, dude.
Yeah,
like,
it's awesome,
like,
man.
just people that are bubbly and out there.
Yeah.
But I think just based on that mateship, I think without my mates, I don't know where I'd be, dude. Because like,
nor do I, man.
because like, yes, you have your family, yes, you have your partner, yes, you have your, you know, like your other friends, but like your mates, like your real true mates, you can tell them anything and they'll just listen, bro.
Yeah.
And one of my other favorite things is if they're a real mate and you're being a dickhead, they keep you accountable.
Yeah.
Like, they're not gonna, like, if it's a real, if they're your real friend and you're doing something stupid, they're not just gonna sit there and be like, oh, I'm just gonna let him.
They'll step up and go, mate, you've
Pull your head in, pull your head in. Like,
yeah.
what are you doing, bro? Like, this
Yeah.
is not you. And I think that's really important. Is people who, like friends. Oi, Ziggy, come here, come here. Bloody dogs, dash hounds. If anyone knows dash hounds, tell me if they bark as much as mine, because they bark ridiculously a lot. Ziggy, come here. We're trying to do an episode of Beers at the Barrel, you little shit.
come join in.
Come join in. She actually was on the first episode that didn't the audio with Jacob, but the audio failed. But yeah, I full had her on my lap and everything. It was fucking sick. But yeah, I think I don't know what I was saying. Ziggy, you messed up my train of thought.
I've completely forgotten.
Off completely, but
I think it was just about mates, man. Like,
yeah, like mates, like they keep you accountable, and I think there's a lot of people in life that are your friends that are not actually your friends, because they'll be friends with you because they won't stop you from doing something stupid. They use it as entertainment, and I think I had a lot of that in high school.
Yeah.
You know, because I felt like I didn't fit in. I felt like I had to prove myself a lot and do shit that was not right to be able to fit into a certain group. And looking back, I feel like an idiot, but obviously it shaped me as a person. But yeah, I just think Dude, I love my mates. Like,
Yeah.
I fucking love my mates,
I
dude.
think even school, man, like it definitely, because you try to be part of the cool kids, you know. And,
Yeah, you're like, oh, what do I have to do to hang out with you guys?
And the funny thing is like, obviously, when I was going through high school, I was always trying to be like one of the cool kids, you know.
Yeah.
And it was and all the people that I've like heard from, well, not all the people, but most of the people I've heard from are the ones who I just knew as mutuals through school, man, who were just laid back. And like, there was a bloke on one of my videos, he did 10 kilometers for 10 days, 100 kilometers in 10 days.
That's crazy.
And he hasn't ran more than 3 days in the last like 3 years, I think. So, like, and he's just so happy, and he's just like there, and you know, as soon as you step out of your comfort zone and you want to find yourself, and people see yourself doing good things for other people, you actually, like, it shows the real ones. Who are out there,
like the real people who are
people. And
I think one thing that I regret, like, you know, one thing I really regret in high school is having that mindset of, you know, oh, I need to hang out with the cool kids, you know, the people who are, you know, popular.
Yeah.
Because half the time I felt like they were not the best of people.
Yeah.
Like,
No,
and the shitty thing is, it's like, looking back, a lot of the people I talk to now that I used to go to high school with are people that I wouldn't really hang out with much. You'd be
Same
like,
here.
oh no, they're not with the cool kids, and it's like, fuck. When you actually talk to them, and same thing. If you actually talk to people, I've realised, dude, they're like some of the nicest people, like the most genuine people you ever
100%.
fucking meet, dude. Because they're not trying to fit a demographic. They're not trying
They're on
to
their own
prove
life
themselves.
path,
They're
man.
just doing them. And I think that's one thing for me now is, see, I was always myself. You know, I think as of grade 10, I kind of realised, like, fuck this, I need to just be myself.
Yeah.
And now, dude, I'm myself. I don't give a shit what people think. You can ask anyone and everyone of my mates, and you know when I'm out, like, I don't change for anyone.
Yeah.
Like, if you don't like who I am,
then
that's your problem, brother. That is not my problem.
Not
That is
my
your
issue.
problem, dude. Like, that's an issue, not an ish me, as they say.
But I think, like, even just talking about it, like, it's so easy to talk about. Like, obviously we're on our own paths, and we're doing good for ourselves. But I think the biggest struggle that people have is stepping out of your comfort zone. And actually
we keep coming back to that. It's the comfort zone, dude.
And I think people have their dreams and like inspirations and stuff like that. But I think it's the steps that you take to go and do it as
100%.
well. And like, and to the video as well. Like, we can sit here and go, yeah, we're doing this, we're doing that, we're doing really good. But at the end of the day, as I said, I've been through 4 years of struggle, and I've only just found myself. And same for yourself,
dude.
man.
I had, you know, 2-3 years where I lost myself, didn't want to talk to friends, didn't want to have a relationship, you know.
And
like,
we're talking about years here, and like, I think the biggest thing is, like, for anyone who's watching out there who's struggling at the moment, is just, like, time heals, and that's the biggest thing. And it's who you surround yourself with, and it's what you do and the steps you take in life. Is that your life's already planned out, we just don't know it.
Yeah.
And I think to, like, go, if you're needing help, go and get it, and just be yourself, and just follow what you want to do. If you want to sit on the couch all day and watch TV, find a way to make money for watching TV.
And I think, if that's what you want to do, find a way to make it work and make it worth it for you. Like, there's no, like you said, there's no blueprint. There's no, and that's the thing I think we always keep coming back to is you're right. It's people getting out of their comfort zone. Like, you know, dude, I've known people who have worked the same job for years and years and years, and I've asked them, like, dude, do you like your job? Like, no, I fucking hate my job. I'm like, why are you still in your job? Like, leave, go
it's
do.
like, oh, what do you want to do? Oh, I want to do this one.
Then go do it, bro. Then do it. Like, fucking do it. The door's there. It's open. Go for it.
Like, I need to stay. Like, they'll lose a lot if they lose me, and it's like, no, they won't. If I was to pass away today, like today or tomorrow, my job would be replaced next week.
100%.
And that's the scary side of it, is that, like, it's just the way of life. Like, people move on, and I feel like that even for myself, losing dad, is that everyone moved on, but 4 years down the track, I still haven't moved on, man. Like, and I never will move on, because this is something that I want to be able to inspire people, and I want to change people's life with.
Yeah.
And it's something for me that I'm proud of myself about. And
100%, you should be.
And if I'm living on a couch for the rest of my life, being able to run every day, I'll do that,
because that's your life, and you're happy doing it, bro. It's all about
that's what it's all about. And you'll find yourself. But as I said, it took me years, it took you years, and
it doesn't happen overnight.
And time heals. So.
And I think that's one thing that I'd love to kind of close out with as well is anyone watching who thinks this is the worst day of my life, this is, nothing's ever going to get better, you're in the pits, I've been there, you've been there, you think that your life cannot get any worse, it's never going to get better. It does.
It does.
Like, it really does. Like looking back, I'm like, holy shit, everyone was like, my mum, when they're like my therapist, my mum, my dad, when they all told me, my family told me, you're going to be okay, it's just hard now, you're going to get through it. When you get through the other side, you're like, holy shit, I did get through it, I got through that. And it's just like, it does, like I said, it doesn't happen overnight.
Yeah.
Like you get better. And another thing, big one as well, obviously, because Beers at the Barrel is going to be based around mental health heavily. Obviously, we're talking about anything. Is, your worst day doesn't have to be your last day.
Yeah.
Like on my worst day, what I thought was my worst day, when I tried to, commit suicide. I regret doing that because that wasn't even my worst day. I've had way worse days than that. But now I've had the perspective and I'm in touch with my mental health, and I'm, I reach out and talk about stuff. My worst days are not that hard anymore because, the worst days, or, when I have a bad day, I can get it, I can get through it. And I think that's what everyone kind of should do is just be in touch with yourself, seek out and get help. And don't let your your worst day be what you think your worst day is. Be your last day.
Well, it makes you realise that as you said, your worst day, it builds your character, it builds you as a person, but it also makes you appreciate the good days.
Yeah.
And like as you said, you've had worse days. I've had my worst days, and I've never gotten to the point that where you went through, but. Even just being able to just know that I have people, and I surrounded myself with people that I can just reach out to is a massive thing. And if you think you've got no one, like, there is people.
100%.
If you're in your house right now, go to the shops and just sit down on a bench and just start talking to people.
Bro, 100%.
Start telling
People
them how
listen.
you feel, because people will sit there and listen, and that's that comfort zone. And if you're not willing to step out of that comfort zone, then even if it's with not even just random people, even if you're uncomfortable to talk to people that are close to you, your loved ones, just step out of that comfort zone and speak out, because I think even if they don't care, man, like, you just talk.
Talk, or even if you don't have the confidence to talk to someone. Start a voice recording and talk to the phone, or write it down. Like, just
talk to your dog, a cat,
talk to
fish,
man. Right, so, like, you can sit and talk to your goldfish. I mean, like, it'd be anything. And I think that's the most important thing, is just talk. Talk, and to people who are listening, who are going to be on the other side of that when people are opening up to them. This is one thing I always say, and I said it when I did that presentation at my old high school, and I'll keep saying it to everyone, is you do not have to be a therapist to be a good mate. You do not have to fix your mate's problems. You don't have to have all the answers and know how to solve what's going on with that person. Sure, if you have some kind of input or experience that might help, give it to them. But the biggest thing you can do, and we keep coming back to it, is fucking listen. Just listen. Because I don't know, I can't even explain it. I don't even know how to put it into words. When you're in the pits, when you talk, it's just like this weight, like a physical weight, just lifts off you.
And there's not always a resolution either. And I think that's what people get mixed up on, is everyone wants a solution and a resolution to, if I talk, it's just going to be solved. Like, that's not the case. It's months, it's years of talking, it's years of growth, and it's years of just doing what you want to do and making yourself happy. And you find yourself, because at the end of the day, if there was a zombie apocalypse and you've only got yourself,
or if the world ended tomorrow,
who's the first person you would protect? Is
100%
yourself.
Is yourself. 100%. It's like, and I think it's just, we lose too many people to mental health, and I think it's just something that really needs to be spoken about, especially in men, dude, and just in general. And I think it's just massive that people reach out, talk about their feelings, because we lose too many people that don't talk, and I was one of those unfortunate people that nearly lost their lives to suicide. And, looking back, it's I just, looking back, it's just like I regret doing it because of what I put my family through, and you know, obviously it was a really bad decision, but I also at the same time, I'm kind of glad it happened because it's giving me, it's made me who I am.
Yeah.
Like it is given me this platform. It has given me the experience. It has given me the first-hand experience to be able to empathise deeply with people who are you know, having mental health problems or going through suicide.
And be able to relate.
Be able to relate, man. And you know, it's just like, yeah, I can't even put it into words. I can't even fathom it. It's just like, it's something so important to me to be able to raise awareness about mental health and help people, you know, if they're going through something like that. Because
and doing something like this, you're on the right track, man.
100%, 100%.
And it's incredible.
And that's the thing. And this is the whole thing about Beers at the Barrel, is I just want to get people on, hear their story, and hopefully their story can positively impact someone, or even if they just want to jump on and talk about it. Like, dude, I like at some stage, if I get someone on and we have such a deep conversation that they don't even want it posted, I won't even post it. It's just the fact that I've sat down, had a conversation, a real conversation with a real person with their own, you know, struggles, their own successes, their own stories, and
people can even just like do their own Beers at the Barrel, man. And that was an idea that I had for you, is that if you're wanting to literally do exactly what Jesse's doing, is just video and just sit at a table and just talk with a mate or something like that. And
like
it's just,
anyone can do it. The thing is, this is not like a brand. This is not like a I want to, you know, make money off it. Sure, I'm going to make shirts and do it. But the whole point of this is sure, if I get lots of views and make money and I can make it better, I'll do that. I'll get better equipment, sure. But the whole point of this is not for me to make money and become Instagram famous and be this guy that everyone knows, like, oh, do you listen to this podcast, whatever. The whole goal is to raise awareness about shit that needs to be spoken about
100%.
and just promote people having real connections with real people. Like 100%. You don't have to have the fancy table. You don't have to have the fucking setup with the camera. But if you just, even if you don't record it, sit down and have a conversation with people, man. Like, and that's the whole vision for Beers at the Barrel, is promoting people and showing people that even if you don't have the confidence, because dude, like I'm a very confident person, I can talk to people. Don't get me wrong, I'm still nervous when I talk to people about stuff, and especially when I have people that I don't talk to much, I'm still nervous, but it's just like we keep saying, step out of your comfort zone and do it. And
you'll have people on here, man, that you've never even met. I've
got people lined up that I literally have never ever met, and they're going to jump on, and it's just like, we're going to sit down and talk, and I think I cannot wait for that, because it's going to show people that you can talk to people who you don't know. Like it's not hard, because like I said, we're all so similar, and I cannot wait. And you're right. That's one thing I do want people to do, is whether you film it, whether you tag me, whether you don't tag me, whether you do your own thing, get out there, talk to people, and have conversations. Whether it be about fucking Lego or fucking, it could be anything, bro. Just sit down and talk. Like just sit down and talk. And I think that's really important. But thank you for coming on, Bowie. I really appreciate it, brother. And I'll probably get you on for another episode when
that'd be awesome.
I'll get a couple out, and I'll get you on after you finish the 100-day challenge, and we'll kind of unpack that a bit more, because I think that'll be really good to talk about the whole experience, start to finish, what it felt like to finish it. Because I think that'll be really good. So I think it's gonna be pretty emotional on day 100.
Oh, it will be. The ultra marathon on the 9th of August. So
bro,
running
that's
100 Ks, which is going to be awesome. But I appreciate what you're doing, man, and it's definitely going to change a lot of lives. So you should be very proud of yourself, and thanks for having me on.
Too easy, brother. All the best, eh?
Thank you.
Legend.
Cheers.
Thanks for watching, guys.